Hi, I'm Rachel Whitefield, certified life coach, and with me is Jackie Black, our resident brunch bestie. Thank you for joining us on another fabulous episode of Whiskey Bent and
Spellbound with Black
and Whitefield. So let's just jump right into it today, Jackie. What are we drinking?
Well, when we go through this episode, we're gonna I can't even talk today. We're going with the Maker's Mark, the good old trusty Maker's Mark. We're gonna continue drinking that, and today I'm gonna throw a little bit of Coca-Cola in my drink. Did you do ice molds, or we're just doing the plain glitter in your ice like me today? I definitely have the plain glitter.
We are doing a more casual episode today. We'll explain in just a bit. However, I did not end up making special ice molds for this episode because it's not that it didn't cross my mind. It's just it crossed my mind a lot, and then my ADHD says, "Oop, squirrel," and then I just don't make them. And so I have the regular ice today. However, in my Maker's Mark, I am using the citrine glitter from Fancy Sprinkles, and it gives it like that. It's like gold glitter.
It's
in my
really
like
pretty
colored whiskey, which is very beautiful. It's just I like a monochromatic look, if you believe it or not.
I love it.
It doesn't have that pop of like the white diamond glitter, but it does give it that more like warmth golden hue too that I like to compound in my whiskey.
A little cup of liquid fire. I love it.
Fire. So pretty. We have the prettiest whiskeys here on Whiskey Bent Spellbound. So can you, Jackie, you have glitter in your whiskey today as well.
I do. You can't really see it, unfortunately, because I put a little bit of dark soda in it, but like every once in a while you can kind of see in there. That's not the bubbles. That is just the glitter popping out. I think it's the emerald.
Emerald, yes, very fancy.
But it just gives it a little bit of like I don't know, like magic. Seems like magic, you know what I'm saying?
Subtle sparkle.
Exactly. So what are we doing today, Rach? What are we doing?
Oh, Jackie, I am so glad you asked, because like I said, this is a special, more casual episode here on Whiskey Bent Spellbound. So as our listeners know, we have reunited after 27 years and have finally seen each other in the flesh, in person. We just had our first annual business trip together, and today's episode, we will be playing back our first in-person recording after that 27-year reunion.
It was so fun.
I know we are Whiskey Bent and Spellbound podcast. However, we are drinking mimosas in this brunch episode. And the mimosas flow freely, and laughter is the main course for breakfast. So I just invite our listeners to pour yourself a drink, whiskey or mimosa. We are equal opportunity alcohol enthusiasts here on the podcast. Settle in and join us for a very special brunch reunion episode.
Here we go. She made me breakfast. She's like, "Do you want 2 eggs?" And I was like, "Yes."
Do you want some eggs this morning?
And then
I said, "Do you want a mimosa?" And we put them in skull glasses.
Yes, clinkies.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what she gave me.
This is dippy and eggs. So it's like, okay, we have the eggs and we have like the toast, the little toast strips with butter. Okay, so how to eat this? So you take your little spoon.
Okay.
And then you crack on top, just kind of like around. And then when you're ready, you can like I'm left-handed. I'm on the wrong side. Life of a left-hander. Right hand privilege. And so then you still see that like little membrane in there that's like still there.
Yeah.
Okay, perfectly fine. Then you take your toasty bit, and you just dip it right in there, and you can just make a mess. You just take it.
Oh my God, that's gonna be delicious.
Oh, it's so good.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
You might have to peel off a little bit more. The white.
Okay.
You need help?
I don't know.
I'm like,
do it. Help me. Oh, take off the top?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The white. There you go.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
That is so good.
4-minute eggs at elevation.
At elevation.
Sea level, 3 minutes. 3 minutes at sea level.
So San Diego, it was 3 minutes. Here, I made them at 3 minutes, and I was like, oh God, kids do not eat these. But yeah, 4 minutes.
This is probably like raw egg, right?
Yeah. It wasn't like, yeah, like runny egg, but the white hadn't like, I don't know the science behind elevation cooking. However, I'll figure it out. But 4 minutes at 6,000 feet.
And you just poked a hole in it and boiled them.
Yeah, so I poked a hole with a safety pin at the top of the egg. Okay, so what I did, and I don't know if this happens or if the egg will explode, but it's just like how my limey bastard ex-husband did it from England. The limey did it.
This is very English.
It's so English, and I love it. So, okay, so it's like the top. He's like, what you want to put a hole where the air pocket is. So to find the air pocket in the egg, you like hold it up to your lips, and then if it turns warm because it's air and there's no like nothing like cold, and then you know that's where the air pocket is. So then I just poke a little hole in it, and then you drop it into the boiling water, straight into the boiling water for 4 minutes. And then you just make these like toasty strips with butter, and then you just cut them into little strips for like dipping.
Forget about it. This is so good. I've never.
It's fancy breakfast.
It's very fancy with these little guys.
Mm-hmm. I did buy these specific. I was like, I need when I have my own apartment, I need Le Creuset egg cups.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I need fancy egg cups.
Yeah.
My whole life, I buy everything on Amazon. I was like, no, I need Le Creuset egg cups.
You're gonna probably go to Sur La Table.
Now I went to the Le Creuset outlet here.
There's an outlet. That's dangerous.
Yeah, I know. I know.
It's so dangerous.
It's so good.
This is really the only way to drink a mimosa.
I know. And when I had made a mimosa for Deadpool, I was like, you can have a man-mosa in a cup, like
a man-mosa.
A man-mosa, but it's iridescent, so it's like I'm also very happy. Well, it's my cup, of course, I love it, but it's like
you love iridescent stuff.
Well, I want everything to be like, you know, because you're like, oh, Halloween decorations need less glitter in them. I'm like, I would have bought that had it had glitter on it.
The pumpkins with all the fucking glitter.
Yeah, but it was like the raven wreath I showed you, and I was like, I wish they had like more iridescent feathers or glitter on it.
Yes.
And then I was like, I walk in, I was like, oh, is there glitter on everything? Like, am I too annoying at it? Like, I gotta like take it down a peg. But I don't want to take myself down a peg.
I don't think you should.
Mm-mm.
I don't think you should. Yeah. This is so good, Rachel.
This is so good.
Yes.
I can make more eggs. There's more eggs, but
I'm so happy with this.
Right?
It's very English, though.
Mm-hmm. So English. Rachel Whitefield with her Englishness.
Whitefield. In it.
You guys want to hear a joke? The joke I saw. Okay.
Oh my God.
Instagram this morning, I saw someone ask the question very aggressively. Do you guys even know what propaganda is? And then the answer someone had written, I think it was on a picture of a Reddit thread, was, yeah, it's when a British person takes a good hard look at something. Propaganda. In it. Propaganda in it. I took a propaganda with that. In it.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was a great way to wake up.
She laughed for fucking 10 minutes.
And then the person who asked like the aggressive question was like, this is the most perfect answer. I have no notes. Absolutely, this is the correct.
That is exactly what it is. You've gotten it right. Ding, ding, ding. The thread is over now.
Done. Mm-hmm.
I'm genuinely okay. This is exactly what they were eating on Ever After, the movie with Drew Barrymore. Mm-hmm. Yes, she came in. I asked for 2 3-minute eggs, and these are 3 2-minute eggs. That's what she said. It was one of the stepsisters.
Oh. Well, I made 4 4-minute eggs.
They were there, and they are perfect.
Perfect. 4-minute
Americans
eggs at elevation.
This is good.
I live at 6,200 feet.
Next to the fucking sun. I have so much sunscreen on.
I know. We don't fuck around.
And it's freezing outside. I actually don't get it because like we're sitting there and it's kind of warm on my face. Like my skin feels warm. And then the wind blows and it's like ice.
The low today was 29 and the high right now is 58 degrees. Jackie, on Tuesday, it's going to be 78.
That's a normal.
Go home, Colorado. You're drunk.
Like, literally, you're drunk.
We're drunk. Colorado is drunk in October. But yeah, it was cold. I don't. Because half of Colorado is a Great Plain, even though it's like the Great Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
That's the pretty part of Colorado. East of the airport, we don't go there. We don't go there.
It's like a boundary.
Yeah. When I was an Uber driver, I went as far south as Manitou Springs, like Colorado Springs, as far north as Fort Collins, as far west as Vail, and as far east as the airport.
You've seen everything.
Because the point is, like, nothing's on the east side. We don't go there.
Yeah.
It's like Kansas, pre-Kansas. That's what it is.
And what's in Kansas? I've been to Oh my God. I've been to Kansas, first of all.
I haven't.
Let me tell you about my Kansas story.
Oh, God.
Okay. So, one of my very best friends that I met as an Army wife, Kelly, she had moved to Illinois, and my kid was on spring break at the time. Her kid was still little, and she was like, let's meet in the middle and hang out for a weekend. I was like, cool.
Not everyone can do 7 days.
Right. Exactly. I was like, where's the middle? She said, Topeka. I was like, well, that's obvious. Yeah. I was like, that's obviously.
It's because Kansas is in the fucking middle of the country.
Yeah.
And then you get the middle of Kansas.
Yeah.
The middlest of middles.
Yeah. The most middle.
Yeah.
So she was like, Topeka. And I was like, well, that's obviously the spring break capital of the world. Let's go to Topeka for spring break.
Scenic Topeka.
Who doesn't love Topeka on spring break? So we're in the hotel, and she's like, what do we take? Her kid is 4.
Okay.
My kid is 8.
You have the kids.
Yeah, I have. Well, I just have my son with me. My daughter was at a visitation with her dad. So me and my kid get in the car and we drive to Topeka, and we're in the hotel room. Like, we went to dinner and everything that night. The next day we were like, what do we do with these kids?
Yeah.
We can't. Yeah. Ruining our damn time. So she's like, let's see what they have in like the tourist brochure. And on the last page, in this paragraph that's this big, down in the bottom corner, it says, come see Truckhenge. Truckhenge.
And you know what I would say to that? Way to bury the lead.
I know, I should have started out with, have you ever heard of Truckhenge?
Oh, yeah.
Right. So Kansas should really put Truckhenge on the front page, quite frankly.
I know. Like, how do we not know more of this?
So this is the funniest.
It's like a giant ball of twine.
Yes, it's that level, but better. So they're like, call before you come.
Okay.
I call.
Because they're so busy, they have to open up because no one's there.
Basically, I call, and this little old lady answers the phone. Hello? And I was like, did I call the right number? I'm looking for Truckhenge.
Yeah.
She goes, oh my God, yeah, you did. Are you going to come today? And I was like, yeah, we'd like to come over. We have our kids. Like, we would just want to see what's going on there. So we follow the directions. The very last turn turns us onto let me rewind. She's like, the place you want to turn into is right after the Bass mailbox.
The Bass, like
a fish.
Like a fish mailbox. And not just the fish mailbox, but specifically a bass.
It's a bass.
Are there so many mailboxes that you have to distinguish bass?
No.
Okay. It's weird the logistics I go down and like what I pick up.
Just wait.
Okay.
It gets better.
So the fish mailbox.
You got to turn into the house with the fish mailbox.
Bass mailbox.
It's not a house. It's a World War II, like one of those round, like bunker thing buildings. Okay. The half. Yeah. It's one of those. We pull in, and my friend's actual phrase is, Jackie, we are committing child endangerment right now. I'm like, let's just
I don't think they knew you had kids.
Yeah. I was like, let's just go see what this is about. Let's just go see.
Can't you live in an old missile silo in Kansas?
That's kind of what it was.
Okay.
Like, it was one of those half ones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like a bunker or not a bunker, like
a temporary temporarily permanent military installation in
Yeah.
war.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. One of those. They would keep like probably tanks inside or something like that because it had a big garage door.
Oh, Lord Voldemort. Okay.
Yeah. So we parked, and right in front of us was a old caboose, like from probably the 1800s, caboose train. And walking out, walking out of the caboose is a male peacock with his long ass tail, and he starts like putting it up.
Plumage.
Yeah. And then another peacock comes around the corner, and there's like, before we know it, there's like 5 peacocks in front of our car.
That's the story. Come to the peacock farm.
That's what I'm saying. They just breed there apparently. So then we get out, and that we could see that there's a camera on the outside of this like bunker building.
Okay.
And the garage door, which is retrofitted. I don't know how else to say it. It's not a regular glass door. The glass door has the bottom of these bottles. Mm-hmm. It's made out of the bottom of those bottles, like each of the panels. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And it just pulls up. And this lady who's probably like 70 in a motorized hover-round pulls out of the garage door and says, "Welcome to Truckend, y'all." Okay.
We've only just begun.
This is just the beginning. This is arriving at Truckend.
Oh my God.
So then she's like, "Come on, you guys ready for a tour? I'm going to take you on a tour. My husband's out there somewhere. He'll probably catch up, tell us some stories." I was like, okay. We go around the corner and legit lined up right down an entire like dirt road next to an open quarry. Like that's water already.
Very Walking Dead ass.
Oh no, it was an aquifer. So it was super clear. Yeah, so the
they keep them in Kansas.
The trucks were lining. They were upright. The engines were in the dirt and the trucks were upright, one right after the other.
But not in the original configuration of Stonehenge.
No. They were just one right after.
They didn't recreate Stonehenge. Okay.
No, out of trucks. That would have been great.
When you say Truckenge, you think Stonehenge.
Yeah,
trucks.
For sure.
This is misrepresentation.
It's misrepresentation. However, the story of how it came to be is pretty funny. Like we go around the corner and all of the trucks are lined up. Mm-hmm. And there's like art pieces made out of bottles. Okay. Like these types of bottles with this, literally.
Spirit pouring into my mimosa.
Yeah. It's fine. The Lord.
It's
Sunday. We're drinking for Jesus.
I like that.
Yeah.
Drinking for Jesus. Will you hand me my
The Lord poured that for you. Because you're like, yeah, it's these bottles. Look, everybody. Pushed it.
Yeah.
So you can have some
Spirits
more.
are pushing it. Mm-hmm. Go on.
Fine.
Okay.
So we go around the corner and there's all these like glass archways. I actually have pictures and stuff of it. I'll share. The trucks surround an aquifer. There's just art all over the place. This man he's just an artist, an old hippie artist from the 70s who had a bunch of vehicles on his property. And because they're in a floodplain and there's a town kind of below them, the court ordered him, I'm not even joking, this is the quote, to pick up his trucks so that if there was a flood, they wouldn't do damage to the town below. Mm-hmm. So he picked them up and
picked up a pickup,
cemented them into the ground upright because fuck the man is what he said. Don't tell me what to do with my own stuff.
Damn the man. Save the empire.
Exactly. They gave us the full tour of their entire like property on the outside.
Did this tour cost any money?
Not a dime. They just invite, and then afterwards
to the house. They just invite people over to the house to see their magnifique.
Their it's cool as shit. Mm-hmm. And they should be charging, quite frankly.
Honestly.
So we did the whole tour, and then they go, "Do you want to see the inside?" They invited us into their bunker house. The whole bottom floor was all of like his stuff that he could like make art out of. He just picks up trash off the side of the road.
He's like
signs.
A welder with a forklift and a dream.
Yeah, but also a carpenter, also a sculptor, also like all of those things.
This is the generation of shit we're missing.
Oh, 100%.
Because when I buy vintage typewriters, when I would get them not refurbished, but just like just kind of maintained after I bought them from a
Yeah.
vintage store. So I found a typewriter repair shop in Lacey, Washington, which I lived in Everett, Washington. So if anyone knows the difference between Lacey and Everett, I had to drive like 2 hours south to go to this typewriter repair shop. And then they didn't have anyone in house because why would they? But there's this old man that works out of his garage that just like repairs these typewriters, and they're like, I hope he doesn't die soon because he is old and he just works.
And he hasn't passed
tinkers.
on his knowledge, probably.
Why would anyone invest in how to like repair a vintage typewriter? Like the typewriters I have are very
oh my gosh, I love those
Christian-esque from Moulin Rouge. That Underwood. I've got 4 of them. So this is not like an IBM Brown Selectrix. This is not Mad Men-esque. Like these are glass keys.
Yeah.
Typewriters
nice.
that cost that not cost, but I'm like, they weigh like 25 pounds.
I can't get my microphone to do what I want it to
do.
The
thing doesn't.
It doesn't
move.
turn.
I know that's really annoying, but I just like hooked it on my bra. So, excuse me, I'm gonna hear me burp. I'm so sorry. Gross.
It's the champagne.
It is. It's the carbonations, the bubbles.
I'm afraid that I'm muffled. That's why I'm like.
Yeah. Oh, maybe if it,
Here, will you
if it
do it
only
for me?
leans this way, then maybe we just put it on the other side.
Okay.
These are the jokes, kids. This is real life. And we gotta figure out how to do that.
Something.
Something.
Put them on a necklace or something. I don't know.
Because then we just see all the things. Just
That's
like
why they're
talking
holding
into,
them like this.
Because I'm not shitting on this product. I apologize. I
But
don't even know
because
who
it
is.
doesn't have like the turning. If it
That's
just had a
why they
clip
talk about
that
it.
rotated.
Yeah. Maybe we can break the things off and then. That Rachel always knows how to get what she wants.
She finagles the shit out of shit.
Yeah.
These were so good.
Aren't they? It's so good. Right?
I'm really surprised.
And they're like fancy eggs. Fancy eggs.
It does make you feel fancy.
Yeah. With your Le Creuset egg.
Also, this morning I noticed that you had gold silverware. You're gonna love my matte black
Everything
silverware.
about me is extra.
I know. Well, same. You're gonna love my matte black silverware. Looks like it belongs to Morticia. I'm not even joking.
When I moved into this place and finally, like, I instead of like the standard nipple lights, I put in chandeliers. Like, all my artwork is a puzzle that I have put together myself. You know, it's like what says Rachel goes out on a lot of dates? Nothing. She obviously compulsively has. I was going through something. And I was just compulsively puzzling.
Well, that's okay because I have a Katie.
Mm-hmm.
She compulsively diamond dots.
But that's the thing. You're like, oh, we're breaking out my diamond dots. I was like, I always wanted to do that.
It's so fun.
I wanted to
when they stick on and like that sound that they it's
so. But anyway, so when I moved in, I was like, this apartment is maximalist Rachel.
She's not joking.
Not joking. Maximalist Rachel.
She got everything.
And I was like, when I bring someone back to this apartment, a date or whatever, I was like, there. You know how you learn so much about someone from being in their space. I was like, they are gonna know who they're fucking with. Like, they're gonna know everything about me is a big fucking personality.
The thing they better take away.
Big personality.
The thing they better take away is that it's a high maintenance.
Yeah,
like. I'm high maintenance. I recognize,
but I maintain myself. Like,
right.
I pay for this apartment.
Exactly.
Like, I do this. Like,
yes, but it gives you like a little like example. Like, no, this is a high maintenance bitch because she can do it her fucking self.
Yeah.
Don't try to. She spoils herself. Don't try to come up in here and unspoil her.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. Spoil me more. Or like, hey, have a really great personality and be a great fucking human being, because there's not anything in this world that I couldn't buy myself if I wanted to.
Right.
So you better bring the personality and the charm.
The thoughtfulness.
Because it's like you can't outbuy me for what I want.
You ain't out shopping my ass.
Mm-mm.
I'll go drop.
Because she's like, where did you get this? I was like, Amazon. Where did you get this? Amazon.
The way I'm like, send me this. Like, this is what we're going to put on our Amazon. We're adding her shopping list to our Amazon wish list. If you want to be a maximalist
Rachel,
this is the example you need.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I would be like, oh, I can put my ice molds on there, but like, why would I put my toaster and my knife block? But I'm like, it's so cute. Everything is Tiffany blue.
It's cute.
So cute.
We're
going to do the tour soon.
Yeah, we'll do your tour. We got to
Mhm.
do my tour, but I
Mhm.
want you to come over and do stuff to my apartment before we do my tour.
Because here's the thing, even the entrance mat has personality.
My entrance mat has pretty good personality. I just need more entrance mats.
My entrance mat, I've never even played Dungeons and Dragons. But it says, definitely not a trap door with like the die and the dragon and stuff on it. Like,
So if you're a
maybe it
total
is.
nerd and you see it,
I am the penny. I am nerd adjacent. And then you walk in and then you see the floor mat from the Haunted Mansion that says, welcome, foolish mortals. And then it's just a stairway of puzzle artwork. All.
She's not. This is not.
There
even
is
an exaggeration.
There's a Nightmare Before Christmas Haunted Mansion, like,
and
art.
These aren't little puzzles. These are
They're 1,000
pieces puzzles.
And then there is the Alien versus Predator, and they're in a library drinking scotch, playing chess. At that one, classy. You know, who needs to fight? They just play the Game of Kings. And then it's all of the Harry Potter book covers as puzzles. And then there's just like random puzzles that I have like, this is a nice art piece. That's like Marvel.
All over the place.
And then there are 6 Justice League scenes, puzzles, handbook for the recently deceased from Beetlejuice.
Yeah, you have so many.
Yeah, and then I have the original Haunted Mansion. Is this room stretching?
Yeah, the stretch art.
Stretch art.
I love it.
I know. I was like, as soon as I saw everything put up and not just like hidden behind doors in my last apartment, because I was just waiting for them.
Right.
And I was like,
were you just saving so much shit?
I was waiting because here's the thing: I moved out kind of not suddenly, but it's like I knew because of the living situation had changed. I was like, okay, I have like a month before.
Mm-hmm.
But as I was doing my Justice League set, I was waiting for all of them to be together, and then we were going to put them up all at once.
Yeah.
So I wasn't waiting for the new apartment. I was just waiting until I finished it. And then I was like, oh, I'm moving, so I'll just won't put these up. Like, why put them up to take them down?
But didn't you have like everything in boxes, like ready to be put together?
What do you mean?
Like you had like your fireplace.
Oh yeah, I got a storage unit, and I was waiting for Prime Day in July because I knew I was moving August 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a storage unit, and then I was just buying everything on Prime Day on sale. And then I just put everything in storage, and then I moved it all in when I was like ready.
Perfect. I moved suddenly, so I had nothing.
Yeah. But I knew it was coming, so I did it. Like, it was nice to kind of bounce ideas off a friend and be like, okay, what about this? Will this work? And then when I got in here, I was like, okay, I bought like another bookshelf, other things.
It's exciting to like move into your own place where you could just do your own thing and no, you don't have to be like, do you like this color? Yeah. Like that's the first thing I did was buy a purple couch.
Because it's what I've always wanted.
That's what I wanted.
Always told me no.
Exactly.
Because, okay, maybe when we talk about ADHD and like touch sensitivities, like again, I don't like the sensation of like my skin touching itself. So I sleep with a pillow in between my legs or whatever. Like I was like, I wear deodorant all the time because I was like, I don't like my skin, the feeling of my skin touching itself. It's weird. Okay. But the Limey was like, we don't want a couch for all the pug hair. If anyone has pugs, I had 3 pugs. They shed so much times 3. So it's like, we want a couch that we don't want like a lot of dog hair to just be all over the place. I was like, okay. So we got like this leather couch, and I couldn't stand like sitting on it or sleeping on it because I was like, it's like
skin
touching myself. Like I said with shorts, I was like, I need to put a blanket down. Yeah. Like I just can't. But I was like, okay, I always wanted like a blue button tufted velvet couch. You know, and that's peacock on there. Yes, that's weird.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
When the millennial like Instagram goes off, where it's just like we all have a velvet couch.
A velvet couch.
We all have a velvet couch, and I was like, I feel seen. I do not feel called out. But I was like, I don't know where that all comes from. That we all wanted it, but it's like the point is, we all got one, and I'm so proud of us.
I really am too. What them dudes trying to not give us a velvet couch?
A fucking that's leather couch that I hate sitting on. I want to snuggle with you. Ew.
I don't. It really feels like sitting.
Honestly, like when we're in bed, and I want to like get into the pocket, I like pull the sheet up to like lay on the shoulder because it's like the skin of skin. Yeah, I don't know. Like I like snuggles and stuff. It's like but like I like snuggles in bed because like I have like clothes on or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, oh, just my head on your shoulder. I'm like, let me just like pull
The
this. Oh, let me just pull the sheet up and like.
It's
weird.
hot.
Yeah.
I'm not into it. What fucking.
Okay, that's a cute bar book. Bar none. I got it at Target.
Love it. Is it like is it like.
They have a little, how to use this
That's
book.
what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Ever open up a cocktail book, pick a drink to make, and quit after you see the list of 5 ingredients that you don't have?
Yes.
Us too. That's why this one is different.
Oh.
Here's how it works. This book is best used, the first time anyway, by starting with the initial drink and working your way through an order. You'll start with a simple 2-ingredient cocktail, and each consecutive drink will add a maximum of 1 new ingredient by the end. You'll have a fully stocked bar and 190 cocktails in your repertoire. FYI, we're not counting lemons, limes, and other grocery stuff. We'll always call them out at the top of each drink, though.
Oh, this is a good book.
Right? So it's just like, we just build. Supplies you'll need, some more than others. Cocktail shaker, got it. Mixing glass, shake it, strainer, muddler. I don't know how muddler, but measuring spoons, jigger, measuring cups, hand whisk, and a hand and upright blender.
We could always use like a bowl and a spoon for a muddler, or like a whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
One of those meat hammers.
How we'll make a twist, we'll do it a lot. That's how to use this book. So we have the liquor, the liqueur, all the things, right? It's like reading hour.
I was just seeing if it had like, this page is for where whiskeys.
If your drink looks like ours, you've had too many. It's a color inspiration.
It's too many.
Yeah. So it says liquor and mixer inventory.
Oh, cool.
This is an alcohol. This is a mixer. This is color coordinated. This is great. So it tells you like what we need.
I love it. Have you ever had a pisco sour?
Mm-mm.
That's a Peruvian drink. It's really good.
Yeah. It says how long do they stay fresh? You should Google that. Then it's like make a gin Ricky. Gin Ricky. So we need dry gin and club soda and a lime as a garnish.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, so you need club soda, and then
that.
you just make it. So then it's like I have gin, and then I just need like club soda. But
This is perfect.
did you ever see? I don't know. It's like Zach Galifianakis from like some movie or show he was doing where he was at the drive-thru, and they're like, "What would you like to drink?" And he was like, "Schweppes." I want Schweppes.
I would like a Schweppes.
Schweppes. He just went Schweppes. So every time
I've never
I'm
seen that.
So he's just like yelling through the speaker. Then he went, I want a Schweppes, you know, it's like.
So now every time you see
every
it,
time I get like a club soda, I'm like, we have to get Schweppes.
like a Schweppes.
These Schweppes. So make a gin and tonic.
It
Make
has
a pink
everything.
Gin.
Oh, okay. So this is all gin. Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Oh,
is there a
bonus trivia? Well, I love trivia.
Oh, there's trivia?
This is make a pink gin. I love that. So it says the distinctive label and Angostura bitters was really a mistake. Due to miscommunication, the label was made too big, but there was no time to fix it.
For what?
To like how big the label is.
Oh.
Use a coupe glass. Trust us, it's worth it. I have coupe glasses.
Okay, I recently stole a coupe glass from a hotel bar. Mm-hmm. 2 of them.
Because here's the thing I like about coupe glasses. I was like, I have champagne flutes, but then I was like, you can put a Cosmopolitan in a coupe glass, you can put it in a martini glass. But then I was like, you could do like Great Gatsby and put your champagne in a coupe glass.
Yes.
Or a champagne flute. I like a like if all else fails, I will put a Manhattan in a coupe glass. I will put a martini in a coupe glass.
I put a whiskey ginger in a coupe glass.
In a coupe glass.
Yesterday. Or just straight whiskey. I actually really enjoy straight whiskey with chocolate bitters. Have you tried it yet?
Not yet, but I told Deadpool about it, and he's like, we need to try that plus that cookie dough.
Plus, yes.
Yeah, but I do love the sound of just a champagne coupe. You know, I love words. Champagne coupe.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It just rolls off the tongue.
It does. That's fun to say, actually. Mm-hmm. But I like that it's like, it looks like it's going through like, okay, this one is gin.
Yeah. Make a bamboo cocktail. So you need sherry. Okay, we're getting a sherry. Make a south side.
So we need to figure out what drink we're going to make.
We just need to make all the whiskey. Oh, okay. We're just going to go through it.
That's what I was looking for in the beginning. To see if there's like this page.
A champagne cocktail.
Starts whiskey.
Champagne, 3- Angostura bitters, and 1 sugar cube.
What an Angostura?
That's just the brand.
Oh,
That's the brand.
I thought it was a flavor. I was like, what in the hell is that?
Mimosa. This is 50-50. 3 ounces orange juice, 3 ounce champagne. What?
That's silly. It's actually
Champagne flutes are
6
made
to
from
8
mimosas.
ounces of champagne,
With
and
a
then just
it's no. This is the appropriate thing. Glug 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 splish. That is how you.
yeah. Not even splash.
It's
Splish.
Because I know the things where they do like it's like a dry martini where they just wave the orange juice over the champagne. It's like okay, but it's like the spray bottle of the orange juice, which is really funny. But I like a little bit more
like
orange juice. Yeah, but I especially if you use like a dry champagne, like Prosecco, it's better on the palate. But I'm like, it's a glug 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 splish.
Yes,
that is the perfect mimosa ratio.
I actually like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not even a splash. Don't put a splash in there. That's not how much you want. That's too much.
Oh my god.
Splish.
Look how cute this name is. Make a bunny hug.
It actually sounds
first
like
things
a sex
first,
position,
go buy
I'm not gonna lie.
well, it will lead to one. First
Have
things first, go
2 or
buy
more.
some Tennessee whiskey. Ingredients: dry gin, Tennessee whiskey, absinthe. I have it straight from Paris.
You have absinthe?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Don't you pour that over like a sugar cube?
And then you light it on fire, and then you do the thing. Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna see with the little green man?
No,
I've never had absinthe. I'm not gonna lie.
Actually, the second rule in the house is don't open the absinthe bottle. I just carry it around everywhere.
My mom has a bottle
It's
of
the
Moet.
Green Fairy and it's like, I think the Limey sister brought it in and like accidentally didn't declare it, so she like smuggled it in. She brought 2 bottles, so one birthday we had an absinthe party. But I don't like absinthe because it smells like black licorice, and I don't like it.
Ew,
I just like having
that's like
it.
Jägermeister.
Yeah.
Ugh. I had a shot of Jägermeister one time.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately left the bar. I was like, and I'm done for the night. I could have had 2 more beers.
Yeah. Bonus trivia: rabbits are physically incapable of throwing up. Not after this drink. Okay, absinthe. But again, absinthe is now legal in America, so we can buy like absinthe.
Yeah, but not the European kind.
True, but again, when I was talking to someone about absinthe, it was like, for you to drink enough absinthe to hallucinate, you would have to drink that much liquor anyway, so you'd be hallucinating no matter what. It's not just absinthe.
Even the European kind?
I don't know.
I thought the European kind was like that was the
An amber moon.
Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds nice.
And Tabasco. While known as a hangover cure, it also contains alcohol, so it's more like a hangover delayer. You know, instead of hair of the dog, I'm gonna be like, I need an amber moon.
Oh yeah.
That sounds right up what I would say. Old fashioned. Pollyanna. A Martinez.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, old Tom Jam.
Old Tom Jam. Make a bee's knees.
Oh, that's the one I want. A bee's knees.
Make an orange blossom. Essentially, a fancy prequel to Snoop Dogg's 1994 hit. What's that joke, Jacqueline?
What? Orange blossom. Oh, gin and juice.
Yes. There it is. Sipping on gin and juice.
Lay back with my mind on my money and my money on my mind. Sometimes, have you ever seen that TikTok with the girls like, who let the dogs out? Have you heard that?
Maybe.
So these 2 girls are in line at a very fancy event in formal gowns.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Buckle up.
And it's 2 of them, and they're both like in line acting. You could tell they're fucking best friends.
Mm-hmm.
They're both like,
they're on
like they're
levels.
yeah, like they're vibing. Nobody else is around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then the little one just goes, who let the dogs out? And then her and her best friend go, like in unison.
But they don't go, who.
No, they just bark.
They just dog bark.
They just bark.
Are they too young to understand?
No, they look like they're probably 27, 28.
They're too young to understand.
Maybe, yeah, but like the way they did it, and then everybody was like,
because they did it wrong.
They were like, sorry. And like they're at a formal event, you can tell. Just vibing.
Here we go. Make
Ooh,
a
a
Jean
Jean
Harlow.
Harlow.
Bonus trivia. Jean Harlow was born in Kansas City, so was this book. A Black and Ginger. Dr. Funk.
Does it have Dr. Pepper in it? Or does it taste like Dr. Pepper?
It's just called, like, make a Nevada cocktail.
Like the way
An El Guapo.
Guapo.
Pepino. Tequila Fizz. Greyhound.
Where's the
Make a
whiskey?
firing squad.
What's in this one?
Pretty much everything you just make sure you have lime, but you have gone through this whole book. Okay, random trivia. 2 states, Utah and Oklahoma, still allow execution of the firing squad under certain circumstances. Ingredients: 2-ounce Blanco tequila. Let's see, lime juice, grenadine, dash of bitters, lime garnish. Bonus trivia: this drink was first documented in 1932 by Charles H. Baker, a world traveler, historian, and cocktail writer. That's what my bio is going to be. He discovered it at the time. Okay, he discovered it at the La Cucaracha bar in Mexico City.
La Cucaracha?
La Cucaracha. And while the name of the bar was already bad enough, Charles decided to give this drink a rather unfortunate name. So he fixed it a bit. So make a firing squad. Make a blinker. Reverse Manhattan. Like a scofflaw.
We just need to
We need to find the
where the
whiskey part,
whiskey
yeah.
drinks are.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, is there like a table of contents? That's the word I was looking for. A table of
make
contents.
Make a rattlesnake. Ooh, Negroni. I like that.
Garibaldi. Another Negroni. There's 2.
Okay, but how do you say that word?
Spagliato. Spagliato.
An SB sound together.
Spagliato.
Yeah, or like is one of them silent?
Or maybe even Spagliato.
I know.
It looks Italian.
Something has to be silent in that.
I think we say the SB and then the G before the L because it ends in an O. I'm assuming it's Italian, and then the G before the L in Italian usually is silent.
A classic Italian aperitivo.
Boom! Knew it was Italian. Didn't even read that.
In fact, the Italian word spagliato more or less translate to mistake in English.
Oh,
a
that's
nod to the drink's accidental origin.
Spagliato. Maybe it's Spagliato. I don't know. We have to figure it out. Anybody speak Italian?
Yeah, we're in rum. Oh,
So many. Moscow Mule, Bellini.
They've got some. Make a Chicago cocktail. Okay, this one is okay. We're into bourbon.
I mean, bourbon and whiskey are the same, basically.
Yeah, bourbon, scotch, whiskey. Yeah.
So okay, we're going to the
Old Pal.
What is that? Oh my god.
We're going to a Glenfiddich wine.
Glenfiddich.
Is it Glenfiddich or Glenfiddich? I don't even know.
Oh, that's
We'll
good.
find out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're going to a whiskey tasting.
Whiskey tasting.
And then we're sitting at the bar.
But I feel like we, like with. So you just said Scotch, whiskey, bourbon. Are they all 3 the same?
Okay.
Like similar? Because I know whiskey and bourbon are basically like the same thing.
I would say, okay, so like American whiskey and American bourbon. Distiller explained it to us. I think it's like different ratio or a different grain of like an offshoot of something.
Yeah. But basically the same thing.
Yes. Scotch, when they say Irish whiskey and Scotch is Scotch whiskey. It's just like made in Scotland.
Oh,
that's all it is.
That's
like,
it.
Oh, Scotch. I was like, you're a whiskey drinker. It's just from Scotch.
Yeah. Okay.
It's from Scotland.
The reason why I asked that
but
is
then they say Irish whiskey. It's like that is whiskey from Ireland.
Yeah.
And then when they say American whiskey, so it's like Scotch. When they say it's like Scottish whiskey, Irish whiskey, American whiskey, that's what it means.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just they have its own name.
Because I relate Glenfiddich. I'm not really sure what the name is. I can't wait to learn.
You're putting the emphasis on the wrong
syllable.
Samsonite. I was way off.
I was way off.
I knew I was going to lose in the first round though. So we will figure that out on Tuesday.
It's going to be super fun.
And then we have a cameraman.
Oh, yes.
He's so good.
I know.
He's so good.
Oh, I'm so excited. Do you think that we would be extra if we brought this tripod and ring light?
I'll be honest. This is what I thought we were bringing.
Okay, just making sure.
That's what I thought we were bringing. Yeah. So I was like, we'll just, because you're like, I'm going to bring the tripod everywhere. And I was like, okay, this is what I literally pictured us doing.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell them we have a podcast where we taste whiskey.
Bent and Spellbound.
And that's what it's called.
Yeah. We taste whiskey and we do tarot readings and we talk about amazing, weird things. Cheese me. I have to figure out the order and stick to it. So it's like cheese me, chonkless, cheese me? No.
Chonies, chonklas, and cheese me.
Chonies comes first. Chonies, chonkless, cheese me.
That's what our retreats are going to be called.
But no one knows it. What is cheese me?
Well,
what are chonkless? What are chonies?
They're gonna know.
They're gonna know.
A lot of my followers are for sure gonna know.
I am so white. I just grew up in a border town.
Okay, well, there's like a certain you have like a. It's part of your heritage.
It is. It is the area I grew up in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I was like the abuelita, and they broke out the chancla, and then the spoon. The spoon.
I had a spoon with my initials carved in it.
Yeah. So it's just like I don't want to deny where I am from. I also just don't want to take things that aren't mine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I feel like they are yours. You were raised by that valley.
You're like
you're literally Mexican adjacent.
Yes,
that's what you are.
Real quick. Okay, so when I was married to the Liming, so he is from England, and so they also have like a large Indian population.
Oh yeah.
And so where I grew up, so he grew up a lot around Indian culture. And so for being in England, and so I grew up around a lot of Mexican culture, being from a border town in Southern California. And so, but we're very white, but this is what I would say to him. I'd be like, oh, Indian food, the food of your people. And I was like, oh, Mexican food, the food of my people. It's like, what do we love the most? It's like the food that we grew up around.
Yeah.
Because he would always say, oh, if you want a good tikka masala, you go to London. You don't you're the best tikka masala, the best Indian takeout is in London, or in England.
Isn't it the national dish, tikka masala?
Probably, yeah. And so it's just I'd be like, because he is not Indian and I am not Mexican, but I was just like, oh yes, Indian food, the food of your people. Oh yes, Mexican
and he's like,
food.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's so good. It was like, yeah, I'm like, oh, Mexican food, the food of my people, because I am such a Mexican food snob.
Oh, I am too.
Because it's always okay, on the count of three, what restaurant has the best Mexican food? 1, 2, 3.
El Zarape.
Hands down.
Period.
No.
End of story.
It's just on a weird corner in a small town, California, and
nothing beats it.
Wait to go back.
Everything. We compare every Mexican food restaurant to El Zarape. Mm-hmm. And this Mexican food restaurant has abuelas working
over that vat of beans in the back.
Oh my god! And then they're putting so much love in that.
You know what I make here is because I get raw quesadillas. We can make them.
Let's make special. Oh my god!
I call them special cues. Do you know what Bestie did?
What?
He besmirched the special cues. So I made dinner. I don't cook that often, so I made special cues. I'm heating up the oil. I'm getting it perfect. I'm like. You get the pepper, the Monterey Jack cheese, and they're smaller. They're not plate size because I can't find raw tortillas that big.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the best with what I have.
You use Monterey Jack. I use queso fresco.
Well, we can make it, but again, I had the Snapchat of the proof of what they said.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Oh, this is and Bestie is Mexican heritage, but he doesn't speak it. He doesn't. I really identify
he's an
with
Osavo
it.
kid.
Yeah, he's a white kid." He's just a white. He's and people start speaking Spanish to him, and he's like, I don't understand.
Literally, my son is a white Mexican.
Yeah. So he doesn't identify with, but I was like, oh, I got some I don't want to be I'm more Mexican because that's not true. I'm not appropriating, but I'm saying I grew up around it, and so so I'm making special cues.
Okay,
I'm making just a plate of special cues.
Yeah,
and he says, oh,
they're crispy goodness,
and they're golden.
Oh
I do a little braid.
With
fucking egg, it's so good. Okay, so they're just puffing up, and they're so beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't make a lot of good things, but I do make those well.
Yes. Oh God, let's make those.
We're gonna make them. And then he says, "This is like a sopapilla. This is a sopapilla. You're making a sopapilla." And I was like, "I don't know what that is." And then because how do we eat special cues? We tip it apart and we dip it in the guacamole.
Or in the salsa.
Yeah. It is a main dish. He turned it into a dessert. He broke out the jelly and the honey, and he was dipping that cheese into. He made a dessert, and he was like, "Oh, you made me sopapillas," and I was like, "I absolutely fucking did not. I made main course dinner." So he figured he had dessert already, and then he made dinner, and then ate the non-sopapillas for dessert with honey and jelly and jam. He made them like a Mexican. Well, I mean, he made them like a Mexican charcuterie dessert.
But okay, so papillas.
But I didn't
be
put
fair,
sugar on it.
No, you put cheese in there. They're special quesadillas.
Yeah,
They're quesadillas that we fry. I don't understand how he put jelly and honey on the cheese.
It was like,
oh, okay. Well, if it's a charcuterie,
it was like a Mexican dessert charcuterie. He turned it into, which I'm like, he might be onto something. But the point is, that's not what I made them for. That was not the purpose of making a special cue.
So upset.
I was like
so upset,
and because it's like this is a comfort meal from home.
Yeah,
what I have wanted.
It's another warm blanket.
It is the warm blanket, and I have tried so hard to finally recreate this meal that I could not have anywhere else.
No.
And I know it's subpar, but it does make me happy when I have them, and they're special. It's like this breakfast this morning. I was like, "You're gonna love it."
It was great.
Love it so much. So when I make this, I'm like,
"You're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it." And then he changed it, and I was like, "That is not how you eat this meal. That's not how you eat this meal." and again, I'm like, I'm not here to tell someone how to like live their best life with this thing that I made with love.
Honey?
But he made him a sopapilla dessert, and I was like, I have cinnamon sugar like mixed up on the standby, but I was like, this is not how you eat this.
And it's also not sopapillas. You make those differently. Like, I am confused. Those are different.
I know.
Those have meat in them.
Sopapillas do?
Yeah, well, sometimes they could be some dessert. They could be like
How are they different? Because I don't know. I'm like, I
never had them with cheese in them, first of all. They're usually like fluffed up.
Okay.
They're like about this big, depending on where you get them.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that I'm used to having are about this big. Usually they're like square.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely not tortillas.
Maybe he just doesn't even understand what his heritage to be like. Oh, I guess.
Where did he grow up?
Buffalo, New York, and
why.
And Denver, Brighton, Colorado.
That's why. Why we
were
on the border.
We were in it. Deep in it.
You were a minority at our school.
Yeah.
This white girl was a minority at our school.
And that's the thing. It was like, when I go into like Old Town San Diego, I was like, I feel so comfortable in it. And it's such a colorful culture, because white culture is so beige and I hate it. But it's just like, I have an alebrije outside, my little pug alebrije.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I got it from Gila Bend, Arizona. Like, I was like, when you find a pug, anything, especially an alebrije, I was like, I have to buy this porcelain alebrije.
That is a
spirit
guide, like an animal spirit guide.
And when Coco came out, I was like,
I know.
Yeah, I was just like, I feel so seen, but it's like I'm looking through the glass in the window and I'm not in the club.
Aww,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
But I do have like sugar skulls all around this apartment.
I genuinely don't think that you're appropriating anything. I think you're because I know
I'm respecting home.
Exactly. Well, because I know like Mexican culture, I know that they would anybody, and like I know my abuela, I know
wants to cook the food right.
I know that they would be like, you're not appropriating shit. You're fucking appreciating the fuck out of it. Doing a good fucking job.
Good job.
You doing a good job. Ooh,
Tim Hostetler has the recipe for the
salsa.
Yeah, gave it to my sister. It makes a vat. She has not created the ratio to like make a jar of it.
I can do it.
Okay, we're gonna have to get in contact with him. I'm gonna text him. Yeah, be like, we need to make this.
Yeah, I can bring it down. I know. I've done it before.
I'm not
do it again. I actually make my own salsa just from like memory. Mm-hmm. I make better tomatillo salsa than I do the red salsa.
The El Zarape salsa.
The El Zarape. I based my recipe off of the El Zarape salsa.
And you know what I love about you? You would not make my hard-made special cues
into
something else, because you're going to be like,
I'd be like, give me 4 of those and some guac. Oh, I love
you know what? I was like, I fell in love with Jackie a little bit more when you were like, we got the egg bennies yesterday, and you were like, "Can you put avocado on that?" And I was like, yes, I want exactly the same thing she ordered.
It's so good with
Two
avocado.
of that, yeah.
Told you.
Because I'm like, you can't not do it. Don't bring Canadian bacon into this.
Fucking no.
I want a sausage instead. But
was the sausage good?
it was good. I like it. So it's like the English muffin, the sausage patty, then the beautiful egg, and then the hollandaise, and then the avocado on top of that. How is that? That's like a California.
So good.
That's a California egg benny with like a sausage and avocado.
Yeah. The one I got in Hawaii had a slice of tomato on top of that.
I would, yeah. You can add that to the California benny.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I love it.
I miss California.
Look at this cup. He's got no lips, just 3 layers
Who has
teeth.
3 layers of teeth? He deserves to be dead. But
he does have a bottom lip.
But he's got a bottom lip, 3 layers of teeth. This person
this is the 4th layer. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He was absolutely horrifying in real life.
Poor guy.
I must have gotten these
at the Dollar Tree.
I want to say maybe where do I shop? I shop at the King Soopers, which I got that mug at. Can I pull that over? This came in black, but again, it's white iridescent mug.
Sparkle.
Oh my god, he almost has another. No, okay, these are the lips that's pressing through. So he has 2 layers of teeth.
He's good, but these guys are terrifying.
These fucking guys have
and these cheeks.
These upper these.
You.
I know he's
probably looks like
mortifying.
Jared Leto in person.
Which we watched Haunted Mansion.
That was
last
so
night.
good.
It was a good movie last night. Yeah.
I don't understand who did Rosario Dawson's hair,
who
wig.
made that decision, and her costuming.
Okay, they were dressed like they were in the 50s, which I feel like.
But they have cell phones, so this takes place in real time. 2018.
But like the kid had like a Knickerbocker suit on.
He had culottes, dare I say? He had like shorts.
I can't stand that word. Culottes?
Yeah, I don't even know. So he's got knee-length shorts, tweed, that match his matching jacket.
Sweater vest.
His matching
and a blazer.
And tweed. So he has a 3-piece knee-length suit.
Like from the 1800s.
Then
like
knee-high socks with like
penny loafers.
Penny loafer brogues or whatever, Oxfords.
Yeah.
And then he's got a bow tie.
What year? So here's my take on that.
And then he's like, why am I getting bullied in school?
Can't imagine why, bro.
Because you look like you just stepped out of a
fucking nerd. No wonder you got elected vice president.
Vice president. The cooler kid was president. But here's the thing.
Probably.
That kid is going to be doing all the work for the president.
Well, that's what they do. Look at Kamala.
And he's going to do it.
He's going to do it.
I got it.
That's their job.
That's their job.
That's what what's his name? Dick did for Bush. It was really like, how come it was Dick and Bush and there weren't enough jokes about that?
Because the internet wasn't as popular then.
Like if
we didn't have all of this.
Like the internet is cruel and Dick and Bush are perfect.
Well, here's the thing: it's Dick Cheney, George Bush should be like Bush Cheney, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta workshop
Dick Bush.
it.
Dick Bush.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't put that. I don't know why.
Yeah. Oh, we know why they didn't do it.
Well, in today's day and age, that would be the perfect way to get elected because Gen Z is psycho.
I'd be like, this will be funny. I'm like,
you're
funny. Voting for your future too. You realize that.
They don't give a shit.
I don't know.
They don't care.
You have kids that are like
that they're
Gen
voting
Z.
age, Gen Z. And every time they complain, I'm like, run for office.
I love that the millennials are so angry about getting older because we're not the young ones anymore. And I was like, yeah, because I don't feel I look 40. I don't feel I act 40. Like we're always the young ones that get shit blamed on us. And now we're like middle-aged parents that are just going to be like,
okay,
so we are that forgotten generation in the middle now.
For sure, I don't feel or look 40. Mm-hmm. I was in New York with my kids last weekend and I went to get dressed and I had knee-high Doc Martens, knee-high socks, fishnet stockings, and a t-shirt. I have the whole outfit, and like a sweater dress. So only like this much of my legs was showing, but it was fishnets.
Yeah.
And then my daughter came out in like a regular sweater and some sensible jeans and some tennis shoes, and I was like, I look like I'm the kid.
Yeah.
And she was like, you do.
Because I think this is what we were talking about this whole weekend. I think we've been denied, or we didn't have a lot growing up. So now that we have adult money, I'm like, we are doing our makeup in my vanity, just listening to this 90s bomb playlist. I just said bomb. Let me tell, I might release my age. But then I was just like, this is what because we never hung out like that in high school. Like we hung out at school, but we didn't like hang out in high school.
I think I went to your house one time
for lunch, but it's like we are living our best life as adults as we buy ourselves the toys we always wanted. And then like we're Gatsby's like, can't repeat the past.
The way she was like, I am going to do my entire apartment as if I'm Carrie Bradshaw-ish. Like, she didn't say that out loud.
Rachel's version of Carrie Bradshaw.
Like, you put a Rachel spice onto the Carrie Bradshaw idea, which you're totally right. That's how we're living our best lives now.
Yeah. Love that. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I still don't feel like I'm...
There was an actual new build apartment complex in Castle Rock where I was like, ooh, this apartment is so close to the I don't know if I want to live in that complex. But the playlist is not the playlist. The floor plan. I'm sorry, I've been drinking. The floor plan is like very adjacent to Carrie Bradshaw.
It's 10 a.m.
It's 12:30.
Is it? I don't know.
It's 12:30. But it was so close to Carrie Bradshaw's apartment that I was like, I might get that.
Oh my God, with the giant...
you had to walk through the closet to get to the bathroom, but there wasn't like an alcove for the kitchen. So it was like kitchen, living room, then it was like bedroom, closet, bathroom with like the doors. And it was so close. It was so close. But I was like, that's 625 square feet, and this is 910 square feet.
Oh, this is better.
And an office. Like,
this is better.
Okay. Carrie Bradshaw would want to live in my apartment. She had the option.
She would. Mm-hmm. She 100% would.
Yeah.
We have drank a bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
It's 12. We've had our breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And now what's the day have to do? What do we have to do with the day?
We have to do all the rest of the work that we've been putting off forever.
We have to do work. All right. Love you, bye. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Love you, bye.
Hi, welcome back. You are with Rachael Whitefield
and Jackie Black. We're gonna do the 3 card.
I know, we were just having so much fun being reunited with our brunch. We forgot to do a 3 card tarot pool, so now we are going to do one for our episode as well. So buckle up. I know you've enjoyed that mimosa or the whiskey, and Jackie is here with our 3 card tarot pool for the podcast.
That's right.
Take it away, Jackie.
Let's see what the cards. I loved that episode so much. First of all, those eggs, I make them on a regular basis.
I had them for breakfast this morning.
You did?
I made them for myself. I meant to take a picture of it, but then I ate them so quickly. Then I was like, oh, F word. Forgot to show you.
F word.
Oh, they were so good.
Girl, I think I make them every other day. They really are so easy, and they really only take 5 minutes at that total. Like, that's the toast and the eggs.
It's so good. Yeah, I know.
It's 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fastest protein that I've ever gotten. All right, so the first one we have.
Yes, our
tarot. Look up. I know. I'm still less familiar than I'd like to be when it comes to this deck. And like recognizing each suit. So I still am like, I'm just gonna look it up.
But can I say, as someone who is very, very new to the witchy space, to the tarot space, you introduced me to it. I am brand new to it. I'm learning how to Whitefield to be a witch. So I like to say, Jackie, that sometimes it can be a really intimidating space where people just know so much, and then I feel dumb asking, but it's also your learning curve of it. And I know that you're more experienced with me in it than me in it, but it's just more of like, oh, you learning creates a safe space for me to learn as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think that if you are like really, really interested in witchcraft, paganism, the occult, you should just get into it. Start learning, start reading. It's just another, honestly, form of religion ish.
Mm-hmm.
It's inside I think, in my opinion, I think being a witch is inside every single female. We have this innate intuition and power in every single one of us. So embrace it if you really want to. And you are every single one of those ladies, especially the ones on TikTok, who can just pull a card and they know exactly what it is. I have yet to get to that level, and I've been reading these cards for a couple of years now. I've had this specific deck for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I still don't have them all memorized. There's some that I recognize immediately, and I'm like, oh shit, like I pulled the wheel, and I'll tell you about that in just a minute. And I know exactly, like I pulled that as you were talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
So about the eggs and the breakfast and everything.
For me, it kind of feels like, even though I wasn't like, oh, tarot, I'm like, what are the odds? Like, you can read into anything if you want to read into it. But it's like, I also personally, in my heart of hearts, have felt like, never said that I was into numerology, but I also felt like guided by numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't know, for instance, you know, our business PO box is 240. My PO box in San Diego before I moved, you know, was 120. And then I felt like, ooh, 240, that's doubling,
You're
that's
leveling it
abundance.
up.
I was like, yes. Then it made me feel like, ooh, this is the right choice to do, kind of thing. And that's just me looking into it. But I think I wouldn't say that I'm into numerology, but like, to me, it was a feeling of like, ooh, that, or like a sign that like, this just feels right, or this confirms that I'm making the right life choices. These signs, I'm making the choices, but then it's kind of like a validation of, okay, now I'm on the right life path for choices that I'm making. Is kind of the numbers confirmed what I already wanted to do. Does that make sense?
Yes, I love hearing stuff like this, because here's how I feel about it. There is a law in physics that nothing is an accident. There's also a law in physics that everything has energy. So your numbers have energy attached to them. And the numbers, the 120 going to 140,
240,
gave you felt a vibration in your intuition. So really, I personally have always believed like this is very much a science based. Like I can back up what I'm telling you scientifically, because we have these laws in physics that we actually are still learning about and don't really know much about, but we know that they're laws. The law of energy cannot be created or destroyed. It just is. And then nothing really is an accident. Everything kind of is, it is what it is because it has to get to a certain point. It continues to go. While we're in charge of our own decisions. Those decisions we make based on that path that we are on. And we're going to keep going down that path, and we're going to get to the destination. It's just really how long is it going to take us to get there, really? So that's how I feel like about the cards, is like, these aren't an accident. These are energy. This is supposed to be showing me what I'm supposed to hear at this time.
One of my best things I think I ever, maybe not like learned from Instagram, but you know, when you say energy is transferred, it is never destroyed or created, it just is. And then when someone's like, I was not made from 1 billion years of stardust to be treated so poorly. And my favorite thing to, like, when I'm having a bad day was like, I was made of, like, I am 1 billion years of stardust and reclaimed time. And I have no time to waste. So yeah,
Yep.
just we are made of stardust and reclaim time. What will I do?
Here we are.
Here we are. Are you ready for that 3-card tarot pull, Jacqueline?
All right.
Gonna be a good one
very
today.
interesting.
Feel it.
I'm not even really sure what this could mean. I'm not really sure where this energy is coming from, Rachel.
We're here
If
for it.
you feel some kind of like, if you know what I'm saying, like
Mhm.
if you feel something when I tell you about this, please let me know. But like,
I'm in.
this is a very interesting pull.
Mhm.
So the first one is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands has to do with vast resources of energy, an exciting adventure beginning, and incredible potential. I know.
Literally what we just talked about.
We were just talking about that, but then we have the Four of Pentacles. That has a lot to do with holding your like cards tight to your chest.
Oh. Mhm.
So we have all these vast resources, but we got to be protective over something.
Mhm.
And then there is what is this? I lost the page. There it is. 8 of Swords. And that has to do a lot with like fear of the unknown, maybe having power taken away from you, maybe giving up power that you didn't really want to give up in the first place. So we have that, and then we have the Wheel, which is something I recognize, but I don't like. It's about balance. It's about balance, which I love for us because we're such a yin and yang kind of personality.
Black
You know
and
what I'm
white
saying?
field created
Black and
itself.
white field.
Any podcast audio listeners, please go to YouTube, check out our backgrounds, look at the dichotomy of us.
We are Enid and Wednesday.
Yes, I am Rachel Whitefield is Enid. Jackie Black is Wednesday.
Which is so funny because we give off like that. And you don't have any tattoos, right?
I have 3 tattoos.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have them on your feet.
Feet,
That's
and
right.
one on the forearm. Yeah.
That's right. I always forget about that one on your forearm, the elfish. That one's my fave.
It is my
I don't know how you
too.
got the ones on your feet first. Like if I got tattoos on my feet, I probably wouldn't have tattoos anywhere else too.
Of all the tattoos you have all over your body, oh my God, I'm the badass out of the two of us to have feet tattoos.
The feet, that hurts.
Let me tell you about Rachel Whitefield. I want what I want.
That hurts. They're cool.
Brazilian waxes. I want what I want. I don't care what I have to go through to do it.
I'm not doing that either.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not doing that either.
Did you talk about the Wheel? Because I feel like I'm getting something from this reading.
Are you?
Yeah.
So I am. So the Wheel is just about balance.
Oh, that's right. But
like
I will
balancing what's happening in your life. Like, I don't know if that was me talking directly to you or the cards talking directly to you, but the Wheel popped out.
Yeah.
When it comes to like balance. Have you life coach time? Have you been having a hard time balancing everything that's happening in your life?
Yeah, I have, kind of finding, I don't even know if I want to find a happy medium between corporate life and this one, because I'm so inspired by this all the time that it's like, not that that is suffering, but it's more of like, let's not pour all I am into it. Let's do what my job requires of me. And then let's
I've
go
been
put
thinking that
energy
all
into the
day.
same thing. But also what was the one before where it's kind of like you're holding your cards to your chest a little bit, hold them close to the vest. But it's like when we first started this, I had some very special people in my life. And it's like, I didn't share them with them that I was starting a podcast. It's like, I didn't want not that they weren't going to be supportive, but
The same.
I wanted us to be able to have something provable, to have something tangible before I
Like,
said, oh, I'm
yeah.
going to go and do this, blah, 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 because Rachael does hyperfixate and get really excited. And what if
Same.
not that I thought we would fail, but it was like, what if we really never truly launch? What if we do this kind of thing? So it's just like when we did launch, or it was getting closer to launch, I was like, oh my God, I had started a podcast. They're like, wait, what? How could you have not shared that with me? And it's like, I was purposely omitting it, not on purpose, but just more of like, I didn't like, I wanted to have something tangible before I spoke it into existence.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Kind of thing.
Yes, it
So
does.
yeah, it was like, yeah. So all the cards you pulled today, Rachael is absolutely feeling. So if any listeners, it really resonates, it's really resonating with me today.
Okay, so I've actually felt very, very like similar as far as like work goes, because I would prefer just to do this all the time. And so it's hard for me at this point. So this one, the Eight of Swords, has to do with feeling trapped.
Yeah.
And like, it really feels like oh my gosh, is this whole reading about us?
I feel like I'm not cut out for corporate. I never felt, because I worked for myself for so long, that it's like, I'm not like I'm beating my head against the wall, but it's also like, ooh, I'm not cut out for corporate. I am cut out for paving my own path, because I did it in my other businesses and nails. Like, I created something out of nothing. And I think what really rejuvenated me, outside of getting a paycheck every 2 weeks with this contract, is everything I went to school to get after my divorce. It was everything that I had worked for. And then but I kind of felt, I'm not stifled, but it's like, I don't have this creative outlet. I am in this, big contract, and they don't have a lot of room for artistic expression. That I struggled with my nervous system to be like I was like, does my nervous system not know how to regulate itself, because it's also always been in hustle culture and hustle mentality, that now it can calm down and it doesn't know what to do with itself? Or do I need this outlet? And then, like I said, I couldn't sleep, and I came back with 50 podcast ideas and 10 names and all this thing, because I finally had an outlet. And it was like, am I stifling my nervous system, or am I actually giving it what it is craving? Or is it more of like, you can calm down now, Rachael, you just don't know how to do it? But I like living in this space of creativity and in the unknowing. But again, like, my job is the angel investor. I love what I do, and I'm so lucky to do it. But it's also like, it's not wrong to crave something more.
Yeah.
To crave.
We just got to find,
can create yourself.
Me and you, like, I'm sorry, listeners, that this wasn't really about the show. It just seems like it was about me and Rachel's relationships with our show and each other, because it really does have a lot to do with, like, we're so prepared. Like, that's what this is. We're so prepared. And we're like, we've been holding our cards to our chest. We really, like, I didn't tell a bunch of people about our podcast either. We've been holding our cards to our chest, and I'm not really, I'm not really talking about it at work. I don't want my workplace to know that I do it so much. Like, I want my work friends to know, it makes you a little bit nervous. So we're holding our cards to our chest, and we really do feel a little bit trapped by the fact that we still have to work a corporate job, but we have to find a balance. This entire reading was for us. Oh, I love that for us.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I also feel like vulnerability, that's where true honesty comes from. And my whole point is, like, I want to be honest with our listeners, with our audience, and just to be like, yeah, sometimes we struggle, sometimes we don't, sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. I'm not going to act like everything is great. I mean, it's great, obviously. I love, like, our podcast and everything. Like, that's not it. And I love my job. It's just more of like, you can have two minds about things.
Let's just also be clear that this could resonate with some of our listeners. Like, you feel really prepared for a
Mhm.
new journey, a new life, a new, maybe like you want it, because we were talking earlier about changing jobs. You were talking about nail tech to NASA. Like
Or even
you
life
feel like
coaching,
you're prepared, and you
that prepared
probably
me.
are holding all of this close to your chest because there might be people around you who don't believe in you, so you don't want to talk about it. Or maybe you're like us and you hyper fixate on an idea and you talk about it and talk about it and talk about it, and then it never comes to fruition. That's something that happens to me a lot. And because of this, you feel a little bit trapped by how excited you are for your new endeavor, for whatever it is that you're thinking about. But really, what you have to do is you have to find that balance in your life so that you can not only move forward with what it is that you're so excited about, but you can share it with your loved ones around you, and you can move forward in whatever it is that you're trying to do. It could be anything. It could be starting a new job, moving to a new city, getting a divorce. It could be anything.
Anything. Oh,
So
Jackie.
while that was for us, I feel
Mhm.
like it probably could resonate with some of
I
our listeners.
I
I
always feel
know.
like our readings will, but
Yeah.
man, you know what? I'm so glad that we were so in love with each other, reuniting after 27 years,
And it
that we
feels so good.
and, and the fact that we forgot to do a tarot reading during that recording, and because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten as much out of that tarot reading in that moment, and I got so much more out of it now. So like,
Retrospect. I love
retros-
it.
it gave us what we were ready for in the moment. That's how I feel.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure. For sure. We
yes,
had that. We got that message when we needed that message.
1,000%. Yes. Oh, with that, Jackie, let me give you a Clinkies. Clinkies
Clinkies.
with our glitter, with our whiskey. Thank you for joining us on another fantastic and fabulous episode of Whiskey Bent and
Spellbound with Black.
Whitefield. Love.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.